my name is Jessica Gonzalez, and the topic that I chose for my project for Rethinking Social Studies is civics in the classroom. The story that I chose to go along with the strand of social studies I chose was called One Vote, Two Vote, I Vote, You Vote by Dr. Seuss. And the standard that goes along with this is 1C33. And this standard essentially explains how community groups work to accomplish common tasks and fulfill responsibilities. So in this, these tasks include voting, volunteering, community cleanup, or recycling campaigns, and becoming informed on community ideas. So the explanation of the book is that in this book by Dr. Seuss, they discuss many historical facts and voting facts and really emphasize the history of America. And this is all done using Dr. Seuss's fun rhyming style that he typically uses in mostly all of his books. But it's a really fun way for students to get engaged, and I think that using a read aloud, especially with books like this, in topics like this, can be a great way to introduce these topics that can be hard to teach sometimes as students get older and topics get more complex. So starting with the read aloud can be a great way to introduce it. But moving on, the 5 high quality videos that I have here essentially all discuss a similar topic, and that is voting or elections. So this is kind of a high level topic for kids to grasp. So having these tools could be a great way for students to grasp these things. So for the first video, it's called You Choose by PBS Kids, and basically the main character, Presley, offers an example on voting and then describes the definition of it and connects it to the current presidential election too, which I think is pretty awesome. So it kind of takes into account like the background knowledge that students might have from hearing it at home. And then the second video I have is Together We Can by PBS Kids. And in this video, the students actually present a song and a play, if you will, based on the importance of voting on election day. And it really highlights the reasons why we do this and the process of election day. So what's on the ballot? What are we voting for? Why are we voting? So that's a fun way to kind of to bring art, incorporate art, but also get the students excited to learn about it. And then the third video I have is Election Day 2024 by Kids Academy. And in this video, the speaker begins with a guiding question to stimulate the students' background knowledge and then offers a few examples on topics where voting might be used. And I think this is really great to kind of use with a lesson. So you can also have the students vote on some, I guess, controversial topics for kids. So favorite food, favorite place, favorite amusement park, favorite animal, recess or lunch, cafeteria food, whatever it might be. So then going into the fourth video, Making Tough Choices with Kid President. I always love Kid President's videos because he is just really great at over-exaggerating and kind of making the topics fun to learn about and engaging. So in this video, he emphasizes the importance of decision making and discusses cause and effect. So why do some of the effects of our actions, why are some effects negative and why are some positive? And then lastly, I have Vote Song by Gracie's Corner. And in this video, it's another song, but Gracie sings a song to engage the students, and she motivates students to use their voice in making choices for the overall goal of fairness. So I think in this, for this video specifically, like just explaining to students that they have a voice and giving them room to cultivate their own opinions. So that's pretty awesome to use as a tool. But with these, I have my primary sources also. And in the first article, it briefly describes the impact that the government's decision has on our lives. This is crucial for students to understand as they find their voice in the world. So going back to students using their voice. And then the second article, it portrays the importance of civic education in schools. This is more for teachers to understand the importance rather than the student. But it portrays the importance of civics education in schools, and it uses a pathos approach to get the reader to understand why we should teach civics to students. And then in the third article, it's actually a blog post by New York Times, and they engage with students. So this is a more student approach, but it engages with students with a compelling question. And this question, in my opinion, is really intended to get them thinking of ways to be active participators in their own communities. And this is one way also we can get students interested in learning about their civic duties. And then in the fourth one, it's another blog, and it outlines for teachers how to teach civics as it pertains to each grade, because in each grade, obviously, things advance. They start to learn about more detailed information, more graphic information sometimes, and this tool can be used in illustrating the topic of civics in the classroom. So, especially when there's that gray area and we don't know really how to deliver that information in the classroom, tools like this can be very helpful. But this, and then the last one is another blog from Edutopia, and it's really just a great lesson plan tool for introducing civics. In the elementary classroom, it can definitely be difficult to find a good balance when it comes to teaching this topic, as I previously mentioned. But tools like this, resources like this, can be very beneficial when it comes to appropriate discussion of a particular subject. So this is really awesome for if you don't know what to say to the kids without making it but just by making it appropriate. And then following that, I have the questions for each. So very quickly, I want to ask you guys what ways you plan to lightly discuss topics like this in the classroom, and how you can make these topics stick with the students, and what compelling questions might you ask in an inquiry-based lesson. Do you also feel that civics is an important topic to teach? And which strand of social studies do you deem as most important? How do you think we can teach civics in a way that students continue to use it throughout their lives and education? And then, did you know that students were able to learn of civics at such a young age? Because I didn't before taking this course. And then, were you aware of all the topics that are categorized under civics? And how do you think civics can teach students to be as individuals in their communities? Also, how do you plan to adapt on civics topics throughout each grade? Do you plan on using lots of visuals or arts? And do you plan on having students do group discussions? Also, and lastly, do you plan on using resources to create your lesson plans? Have you tried utilizing AI to help in creating your lesson plans? And how do you feel about not drafting lesson plans from scratch all the time? So these are my questions that I have for you guys. And I'd really love to kind of know where your guys' heads are at on this, because there's a lot I didn't know before taking this course and a lot I'm still learning, but I think it's fun that we're all in this together. And then moving on, this is one of my posters that I created for the arts piece, and it's a Kindness Matters poster, and it's for standard 1C11, and it applies values of respect, responsibility, equality, and fairness as a member of a community. So I really think this is just a simple way to demonstrate kindness matters, and I can easily, I'm not a great artist, but I can easily throw together little art pieces like this using tools from the internet, and demonstrate this for my kids and have them join along and think of words to put under there that I can write in, and yeah. And then also, this is my litter free zone campaign, another fun and fast, easy art piece that I created. Again, not a great artist, but it works. And this is for 1C33, and it explains how community groups work to accomplish common tasks and fulfill responsibilities, such as voting, volunteering, community cleanup, or recycling campaigns, and becoming informed on community issues. So, lastly, I have a song, and it is called Let's Follow the Rules, and it's sung to If You're Happy and You Know It, Clap Your Hands. I have a link to the audio recording that I will paste. I have pasted here, so if you're interested, go ahead and listen to it. However, I'm a tad too embarrassed to play it right now. So, you guys can go listen to it. But that's another fun way to get the students involved. Seeing their teachers do silly things like this gets them engaged. So, and then lastly, I have my narrative and my template. The narrative is here. Oh, you'll have to sign in to get there. But it's my narrative that we were assigned. And then my template, though, I can go through real quickly with you, and it essentially, so just kind of scanning through, this is the Kindness Matters portion, and the essential question I chose was, have you ever felt sad or hurt by something that someone said to you that wasn't kind? And then it explains the objective in the arts. And then this is my litter free zone campaign that I just showed you guys too. The essential question was, why does keeping our earth healthy matter, and what impact might this have on us people in a community? And this is my lesson that I have for them. And then lastly, I have my safety first song, and it's about following rules. And the essential question is, why do we follow rules at school? Because the biggest thing I wanted them to get out of this is the lesson too. Yeah. The biggest thing I wanted them to get out of this was the importance of the why we do the things we do. So that is my project. Thank you for listening and watching.